What's happening, everybody? We are back at it again. Go ahead, say it with me to create something great. Now, today I'm real excited what I have planned for y'all today. We are going to be developing an algorithmic strategy, but we're going to be doing this using TradingView's indicators. Now, I know you're saying, hey, how are we going to do that? How are we going to bounce through that? Don't worry. I need you to follow me, right? And we're going to be able to go through this without a breeze. So just give me a second. All right, perfect. We're Gucci. First, I want to check on SPY because we're either going to be using SPY. Remember, SPY is an S&P 500. It is the top 500 companies within the New York Stock Exchange, and it is an ETF, right? An ETF is an exchange traded fund. Right. So here at Creative Coder, our aim is to be able to create different algorithmic trading projects, right? AI agents, machine learning. And lately I've been stuck on being able to create algo bots. So if you check out some of our other builds, it's either going to be in the description or it's a few of our videos. We've been making these algorithmic builds, whether it's using candlestick patterns, different price momentum, volatility, RSI, all that, right? And I made another build using TradingView. So I was like, okay, you know what? It'll be great to be able to go through this. So I've been coding since April of this year, so not that long, and I've been streaming my journey for about a month now. So I'm still very new at being able to do this and being able to go through the process, right? So if there's something that I mispronounce, if there's something that I don't do well, that is okay, right? Because our aim here is to be able to show y'all that this coding thing isn't really that hard. It just takes practice, right? It just takes us to being able to be consistent with it. I guess that's the word. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So again, I'm looking at SPY, and SPY is the S&P 500. It is the top 500 companies within the New York Stock Exchange, and it is an ETF, right? An ETF is an exchange traded fund. So what is that is? So an exchange traded fund, imagine a quilt, right? And a quilt has different patches, and each one of those patches represents a company. So this particular ETF has 500 different companies. Here are some of the top 10 holdings within SPY, the S&P 500. We have Nvidia, we have Apple, we have Microsoft, Amazon. This is Google, Broadcom, Facebook. This is YouTube. This is Tesla, and this is Berkshire Hathaway, right? So we're either going to be using SPY or QQQ. Now, QQQ is the top 100 companies within the NASDAQ, right? And some of their holdings, I should have brought this up. Let's go ahead and bring it up real quick. QQQ holdings. And QQQ is from Invesco Van Kampen. Let's see all their holdings. Now, these are some of the 100 tech companies within the NASDAQ. So you have Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Broadcom, Amazon, Google, YouTube, Tesla, Facebook, Netflix, Costco, AMD, Palantir, So you get it, right? So top 100 tech companies within the NASDAQ are going to be in QQQ. So we're either going to be building this strategy with SPY or QQQ. I haven't decided yet. So I just wanted to bring these up so we can go ahead and start. So let me just start with QQQ because that's been bringing us a real favor lately. So in order to get to the indicators, and I'm on TradingView. And TradingView, I'm looking at the 1 minute chart. What it means, excuse me, is that each one of these candlesticks here represent 1 minute of action, right, between the buyers and the sellers. A red candlestick is going to mean that it's bearish, the sellers are in charge, or a green candlestick is going to mean it's bullish, the buyers are in charge, right? Now we're seeing these long wicks here. These long wicks means that this particular candle, the sellers are trying to push new support levels. Now remember we talked about support and resistance. Give me 1 second. I normally always have that up, but right now, guess what? It's not up. So let me just go grab it real quick. Support and resistance. My fault, y'all. Support and resistance. All right. So when it's testing new support levels, it's trying to break the price to go down even lower, right? So when it's bearish, right, they're trying to test new support levels. So they want the price to go down even lower. When we're testing new resistance levels, we want the price to go up even higher. So we tend to buy at support because we're buy low and we sell high, right? So they're winning. And the bears right now are testing new support, but the buyers are coming in to be able. So what you see right now, let me just talk about this real here. This little doji is indecision. Even though it turned from red to green, it's still indecision, letting us know that there's a tug of war going on between the buyers and the sellers, right? So the buyers, the bulls, are trying to come back in and push this back to new highs because the sellers, and again, it looks like, look, they're winning. We're seeing a live representation of what's going on. Right, they're trying to push it back in. They're trying to push it back up. The bulls are, and it looks like they're winning. But whenever you see a doji like that, that's just letting us know that there's indecision between the buyers and the seller. Like there's an all-out war going on between the buyers and the sellers, right? So the bears came back and took it back, and they're trying to test new support levels. So what we're going to be doing is creating a strategy. I don't know which one yet. Let's see which indicator we find. So this is how I got to the indicators, right? So you saw. He's going to click on indicators, right? And let's put mean. So let's see what kind of mean reversion strategy we can create. So what I want to do, we're just going to look and see which one stands out. Mean reversion algorithm. That's interesting. And with these indicators, right? These indicators are made by different people within the TradingView community, right? Whether it's different algo traders, different retail traders, institutional traders, right? So you're going to get sometimes really great stuff. Sometimes you're going to get really trash, right? It's just a matter of being able to go through them and see, okay, which one like stands out to you a little bit more. So this mean reversion algorithm, I want to pop that open. So you see these brackets here? So these brackets are going to say source code, and I'm going to pop it open. Now it's going to give us the Pine script. So here's the Pine script for the mean reversion algo. So I'm going to take it. Let's go ahead and go to, matter of fact, instead of going to ChatGPT, I'm just going to go ahead and straight go to Claude Code. So we're going to open up a new folder, and I'm using cursor with inside Claude Code. So I'm going to open up a new folder. I'm going to call this TV or I want a cool name. Give me a name. Meanie. Just meanie. Meanie revert. All right, we're gonna go ahead and open that up. That was just me, semantics. You don't need that. Now it has two different versions. What we can do, I'm not going to use this side panel, so I'm going to close that AI panel, and I'm going to open up Claude Code. Give me 1 second. And here's Claude Code. Open that up. Now I need to get the 4.5 version. I don't need this file, so I'm going to move that file to the trash. I need to go get Claude 4.5, so I'm going to paste that there. Now we have 4.5. Now let's go grab our Pine script. Now before I copy the Pine script, now before I paste it, what I'm going to say, I want to preface it, right? So I want to build some context within Claude. So I want to say, can you explain what you know about Pine scripts from TradingView? All right, so let's build some context there. Then I want to wait for its output. And if you all do have any questions while we're going through this, please don't be afraid to ask. All right, PineScript is TradingView proprietary scripting language for creating custom technical indicator strategies, alerts, or charting platforms. Key features is domain specific, designed specifically for financial chart analysis. Version Pine V through 5. V5 is the latest one. It was released in 2021. Maybe not, because remember this, I think 4.5, Claude 4.5 knowledge cutoff, I think is January of this year. So there's maybe a little bit more, but hey, let's just keep going. Execution models run once per bar in the chart, built-in functions. So we get it. So this is everything that PineScript does. So we already have a PineScript. Now remember how we did it, right? We clicked on indicators, then we went to the source code, and then we popped up our PineScript. So this is the Pine editor here, right? So I'm going to copy it. And this is the mean reversion algo that I found in this PineScript edit. The PineScript found in the edit. I can't talk right now. I found within the indicators, and then I opened the PineScript editor, and I'm going to copy it. Let's go back. Here we go. Go back to Claude Code. Review the following. and explain to us like we are 12. So this is a mean reversion algo that we got from PineScript. And now we're going to paste it within Claude Code. And now I'm going to allow Claude Code to explain it to us so we can see how well it does. All right. This is a trading robot that tries to buy low and sell high by watching two average prices. It calculates the two averages. A fast average, 5 days, reacts quickly to price changes, and a slow average, 20-day, slow longer trends. It creates a beta ratio, divides the fast average by the slow average. If beta is greater than 1, the fast average is higher. Price is going up recently. If beta is less than 1, the fast average is lower. The price is going down recently. It shows buy signals, green squares, when the price is above the slow average and beta is above 1.0. This is a fast average building up. Means that the price dipped but is bouncing back. And it shows sell signals, the red squares, when the price is below the fast average and the beta is below 1.0. The fast average is falling behind, means that the price spiked but is falling back down. This strategy waits for the move away from the normal, then bets it will snap back like a rubber band. Mean reversion. So this is explaining mean reversion right here. Right. The issue is that we use v.3, outdated, current is v. Okay, that's neither here nor there. All right. So what I want to say is that, all right, now we want to be able to take this PineScript strategy and adapt it for 0 DTE options for QQQ. Let's begin the discussion. Now, 0 DTE options that expire the same day, QQQ, the top 100 tech companies within the NASDAQ, right? So we have our preface. So we're going to take, this is the basis of the strategy, right? So we're going to take this and now we're going to convert it for 0 DTE. All right, speed matters. 0 DTE expires the same days, means that the signals need to work on 5-minute or 1-minute chart, not daily. Theta decay is extreme. Every hour counts. We need tighter entry rules. You're not buying QQQ shares. You're buying calls or puts, right? Options amplify the movement. A 0.5 QQQ move could be 50 or 100% gain on the option. You need to know the strike price, the premium, and when to exit. What the script can't tell you. Okay, so what we're going to do now, let's just start to build out the basis of this strategy real quick. So we pulled it from QQQ, and now let's go ahead and start to build out the strategy. So entry, hold on, let me zoom in a bit and then zoom. All right, hold on. Let's go to 48. That should be better. Entry via PineScript. So we need our position management. So starting capital is going to be $100. Oh, not $1,000, $100. And what we're going to say, if the position, portfolio, let's do that, balance is less than $499, can use up to 88% of the portfolio balance. If between 500 and 1,000, can use up to 50% of the portfolio balance. And if greater than 1,000, can use up to 20% of portfolio balance. I want to drop this a bit because that's going to be high. I'm not going to hold you. Let's do 44. I'm fine with 88, 44, 20. So that's our position management. Now let's go to exit, how we're going to exit this strategy. So I'm thinking of a 3-level take profit, right? Now, because it's mean reversion, and we already talked about what mean reversion is, right? Mean reversion is we're waiting for the price to move away from the normal. Then we're going to bet that it's going to snap back like a rubber band, right? And we got this mean reversion strategy from TradingView, right? So we have our entry because it's going to be via the Pine Script strategy. Now we need to talk about how we're going to exit. So I'm thinking about doing a 3-tier take profit. TP equals take profit. So TP1 is going to be equals 33.5%. TP2 is going to be 22.8%. TP3 is going to be 14.5%. Stop loss is going to be 18.99%. And stop loss, okay, so the take profit is when we are going to realize our gains, right? And a stop loss, SL equals stop loss, is when we exit if the position turns against us. Meaning, all right, so we have a stop loss of, let's just call it 19%, right? We're starting with, this is like super cramped, homie. All right, beautiful. We're starting capital is going to be $100, right? So we want to be able to dispel the notion that you need thousands upon thousands of dollars to option trade. You don't, right? So, and it's specifically how we're going to be doing it here. So just follow me. All right, so we're starting with the $100. So what the stop loss is saying, if the position gets down to $79, right? Really, what is that? 81.01. If the position just $79, right? Exit the position. Don't wait for it to reverse. Just exit the position immediately. So that's what this stop loss is saying, right? And then we're going to have our max hold time of 444 minutes. If you know, you know. If either of these conditions are met, exit, full exit, do not scale out. Of course, we want the higher TP, but exit whichever hits first. All right, so we have our position management. We have how we're going to exit. Now let's talk about when this bot trades session. This bot is going to trade from 9:31 a.m. to 11:11 a.m. I want to try it. This is the bot I wanted to try 2 trades per day with. Because normally when we build bots, it's only 1 trade per day. Now, all right, so this is what we're going to do. Max 2 trades per day. All right. So we have our position management. We have our exit. We have our session. Max trades per day. What else? Oh. Explain this like I'm 12. Delta min 0.12. Max 0.48. Max premium $1 and min premium. So what we're going to be paying, premium is 0.1. Strike selection. Let's create a weighted system to select the price. Select the strike price. Out of the money. Mainly some ITM. All right. Perfect. Now we are starting to build this out. So let's go ahead and get this part over to review. All right. Review the following, and now let's continue the discussion with building this out. We're probably going to need to get 1 or 2 more items from TradingView, but as soon as that comes up, I'm going to show y'all how we're going to do it. But again, once the question comes, then I'm going to show you how. But for right now, if you all do have any questions about what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, you can let me know. But nonetheless, all right. Perfect. Let me explain this like you're 12. Your trading rules kit version, you make how much you make per trade. If you have less than 500, you can spend up to 88%, almost everything. If you have 500 to 1,000, 44%, and then anything greater than 1,000 is 20%. When you sell, the exit rules: sell if you make 33.5, 22.8, 14.5, and then sell if you lose 18.9. Cut losses: sell at 4 minutes and 44 seconds, no matter what. We exit whichever happens first. Exit completely, no partials. Only trade between 9:31 and 11:11 morning session. 2 trades max per day. Delta selection: delta equals how much the option price move when QQQ moves $1. So delta of 0.12 is far out of the money. Cheap lottery tickets needs a big move. And delta of 0.48 is closer in the money, expensive but safer. Delta also tells us the probability of profit, meaning that we have a 12% chance of being profitable here or 48% chance of being profitable. And again, follow me. These are the nice range that I've been using for most of our strategies. But again, I may adjust it depending on how the strategy goes. I was just going to say, you only buy options that cost 10 cents to $1 per contract. Strike selection: a weighted system, mostly out of the money, cheaper, riskier, some into the money, more expensive, safer. Questions to build this: for the strike weighted system, should we favor out of the money with higher deltas like 0.4 or 0.48, or further out of the money, lower deltas? TP priority: which TP do you want to aim for? Is the hardest but the best. Should we set TP as the primary? Okay, so 1. Let's create an elegant but not complex weighted system for strike selection. We maybe have a reference that you can. Let me just bring in that reference code now. All right, let's bring in range babies backtest. Hold on. Where are you? Oh, TradingView. And I'm going to bring in this backtest. Don't worry, we're going to go over all of it. So let's go ahead and bring in this backtest. Let's change the name. Reference backtest. You can review. Here it is. We'll answer some additional questions as well. 2, we are aiming for the highest one, but listen, we'll exit no matter which one hits first. So we want to aim for the highest one, but if, for example, TP3 hits, exit, full exit. 3, with only 4 minutes and 44 seconds hold time, we need fast signals. Should we? Oh, yes, we are using 1 minute time frame data. If you need to review, advise, but again, it is 1 minute time frame. Backtest reference has it for review. 4, yes, green squares show buy, i.e. buy calls, and red squares show sell, i.e. buy puts. Exactly. Now let's continue to lay this out before we proceed with back testing. Well, this is dope. This is probably the fastest that I'm going through a strategy. I'm not going to hold you, because usually, like, we flesh it out, we flesh it out, we flesh it out, then we get to the entry. But like, we're creating this a lot quicker. And I want to show y'all that it's really not that hard once you have an idea or have like a starting point and being able to use, bruh. My fault. I'm still getting used to, like, I have to toggle back and forth. But being able to use this little TradingView indicator hack here, bro, it is really going to save time. So wait, let's go back here. All right, perfect. I can see the reference back test. Let me lay out the complete system based on your requirements of the reference code, signal generation, Pine script to Python. A green square is a buy, so mean long plus the and the beta greater than 1.0. We're going to buy call. Red square, buy put. Mean short is then a beta is less than 1.0. Translation is the mean short is a, oh, we need to drop this down. 5 minutes is fine, but 20 minutes. So I'm probably going to go 3 minutes and 3 and 5 minutes, because this is going to be super long. If we're only holding a position for 4 minutes, to wait 25 minutes almost, right, to be able to get into it is kind of long. So we're going to drop this down a bit. So let me just make note of that real quick. Entry right here. I want, what do you say? 3 and 5. All right, let's go back here. Signal, call, me long. Okay, buy threshold, put, buy threshold for your rules. All right. Risk management, contract equals option. Okay. Contract selection, at least one, max 100. Okay. Strike selection for the weighted system. Your delta, the premium, mostly OTM, some ITM. Elegant weighted system from the reference code. The delta, premium, the premium. Delta between, premium between, and then the strike distance from the current QQQ price weighted by the targeting middle. All right. Select the option with the closest to 0.3. This is usually creates mostly out of the money, less likely far out of the money, less likely near in the money. Exit whenever which one of these happens first. Max hold time. Session, max 2 trades. I don't know if I this RSI is like steadily there. All right, listen. Don't know if we are going to keep the RSI, and we know we are not keeping the squeeze detection because this is only the mean reversion signals for this strategy. We just showed you a reference. Now we need to update some parts of the strategy. Like, now let's lay it out before we begin coding. All right, perfect. Yeah, because I just need to make that a bit faster, because right now I noticed that it's a little bit too long, right? Because to wait, again, 5 minutes for your short period and then 20 minutes for your long period for your mean reversion. And mean reversion is when it bounced outside. So let's go back to our supported resistance, right? So right now we have QQQ. We'll call this QQQ, right? And our support is the lowest. Remember, the resistance is the highest. So mean reversion is saying that, okay, it's going to snap back. And we're going to call this line right here, let's call that the average, right? So what we're saying is that, okay, it's going to snap, it's going to skyrocket. So it's going to push to resistance, right? So it's testing new highs, but it's always going to fall back till its average, right? So with our mean reversion strategy, what we're saying is that, okay, we're betting that it's going to fall back to its average. So we're going to, if it climbs up, we're going to buy a, I didn't want to cough in your ear. We're going to buy a put, and that put, because it's going to fall back to its average, right? So we're bearish on it. So if it's down right here, we're saying, okay, it's probably going to shoot up. So we're going to buy a call, right? So we can catch that momentum. Then when it's down here, so you get it, right? So we're betting that it's always going to fall back to its average. So with our, oh, I was explaining that and I was not even on the screen. That's crazy. But nonetheless, I want to make sure that this is a bit faster. So again, I'm sorry. I'm still learning how to be able to toggle back and forth. I thought I'd already toggled, but whatever. All right, perfect. Let me lay out the complete mean reversion strategy before we code. 3 moving periods, 5 moving periods. Beta equals the mean short over the mean long. All right, divided by 3. By a call if the mean long and the beta is greater than 1.0. By a put, high, low, close, if the mean short and the beta is less than 1.0. Time frame 1 minute. There's no squeeze detection, no RSI, pure mean reversion signals only. Starting capital, strike selection, awaited system, exit rules, session, slippage. Okay, before the mean reversion threshold. Questions before we code. Mean reversion threshold. Keep the 1.0 for calls and 1.0 for puts, or adjust it like data. Yeah, that's the same. Test year 2024. Call it. Okay. We are going to start with a beta of point. Where do y'all want to go? I'm thinking of 0.68. A bit more aggressive. Then we can tighten as we proceed with the back test. 2, yes, that is correct. 3, yes, starting with 2024. But before we get started, is there a confirmation in the current strategy now before we enter the position? Review and advise before we start coding. All right, here we go. We are getting the strategy built out little by little. You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint with these things. But once you do hit, it's like you're on it. You're on the rocket ship, whatever, you get it. And I have a different name for it. Mini revert. No, that's lame. Oh, hold on. Excellent questions. Let me review the strategy entry confirmation. The entry confirmation is in the reference strategy. Signal 1 detection. Okay, detect the signal. For me, I'm talking about mean reversion, bro. Since mean reversion gets more frequent signals than squeeze breakout, we should add a confirmation to avoid over trading. Suggested entries is signal detection, beta threshold met, valid option. Okay, sufficient capital. Optional confirmations we can add. Strength signal, beta require more extremes. For calls, for puts, no. Since beta is 0.68 for aggressive, did you mean that for beta? No. Okay, we are wanting a beta to start with of 0.68, not 1.68, to make it a bit more aggressive to start. Then we can tighten. Now, is the beta acting as the confirmation? So we do not need it here. Also, keep in mind that we are building out a mean reversion strategy. So do not bring in the strategy from the previous reference. This is a new one here. Let's discuss. Just showed you the reference so you can understand how to build out the back test. All right, perfect. Here we go. Now we're just waiting for the output. I think we're going to start coding in another 2 minutes here. I'm just waiting for the output. I just want to confirm a few things and not have it hallucinate. Perfect. Now I understand. Let me clarify the mean reversion logic. The mean reversion beta logic. Beta equals the mean short over the mean long. For mean reversion, we're looking for the price to snap back when it diverges too far. The original Pine script, not aggressive enough. So the call is the beta is greater than 1.0. Short moving average just crossed above the long moving average. The beta, for puts is betas less than 1.0. So the short moving average just crossed below the long moving average. Your aggressive version is betas 1.6. Wait, what direction? So call? No. Okay, I'm tripping. Hold on. So for calls, we want a beta of 0.68. And for puts, we want the same beta of 0.68. Can that not work, or does it need to be different? The reference Pine script was the same 1.0. Review and advise via TLDR. Too long, didn't read because I want to start coding already, because we're going, this is semantics at this point. Like, it's getting tripped up. So hold on. Let's get it right. And by the time it gets right, we'll be able to yes, make it work for the both, just like the original. The Pine script used 1.0 for both, like I said. For mean reversion, a beta with 1.68 calls, okay, greater than 1.68, okay, 0.68. This means, okay, but this seems backwards for mean reversion. Beta is greater than 1.68 means that the short moving average needs at least 68% of the long moving average. Almost always true, triggers constantly. The original was the beta is greater than 1.0 as the short needs to exceed the long moving average. Did you mean a threshold of 0.68? The short? No. This will make it more aggressive weights for big moves. Is this what you intended? No, bro. Bro, we want to start with aggressive beta thresholds for both calls and puts. With that in mind, where is the ideal place to start, since we are going back and forth about this? Almost there, whoa. All right. So starting point for beta, okay. Short must be just 5% above the, okay, triggers easily. And then 5 trigger, okay. Even more aggressive. Okay, Pine script. All right, we want to start with a call greater than 1.02 and puts less than 0.78. 0.78. That works. If so, lay out the strategy, parms, so we can agree upon it before we get started with coding. All right, I need a dope name for the strategy, y'all. If y'all could think, if you have anything in the that you're thinking in the comments, for everybody that's watching, go ahead and put it in the comments what you want to call this, and maybe I'll take it into consideration. I need a dope name because I just want to call it mean reversion. Reverting, nope. Snapback baby, yeah, just snapback. Snapback BT, snapback baby BT, just snapback baby. Yeah, that's what it is. Because that's what meme reversion is, right? Just snapping back to the normie. Normie, baby. That's what it is. We're calling it normie. Mean reversion final parms. The time frame is 1 minute candles. Mean short 3 minute simple moving average, and then the 3 minute, and then the 5 minute simple moving average. The beta equals the mean short or the mean long. High low close divided by 3. The call, okay, 0.2, no RSI, no volume, no squeeze, pure mean reversion signals only. Minimum capital, option selection, same day 0 DTE. Exit rules, session, Okay, data, output. Beautiful. All right. Let's get ready to code. Let's call it normie babybt.py, and we'll start with 2024. So this is going to be dope. And another, I want to say 5 minutes or so, we're going to have a complete strategy. Let me go ahead and get these strategy parms here, and then bring it over to our, yeah, let me just get the whole thing. That's fine. Let's get this, bring it over to our sheet. We're going to say V1 parms. Here it is. Normie strat. Perfect. So we already have our 1 minute. We talked about that. Perfect. I'm not going to hold you. These may be, okay, the no squeeze detection, that's another strategy. I'm not bringing that in, but I may bring in RSI. I may bring in a volume filter. It's depending on how the strategy works. So maybe. We have our option selection. All right, perfect. All right, let's go back to our code. Now I'm waiting for Claude Code to finish with the output. So about another 2 minutes or so, we're going to have our output, and it's going to be fire. And I'm excited. So what do y'all think? Again, we're starting at $100. And all of our strategies start at $100. Oh, did I say this? I don't think I did. This is not financial advice. If you do seek financial advice, please make sure you talk to a certified financial planner, a licensed financial advisor, or those that are licensed to be able to give said advice. This is educational and not meant for financial advice. So let's keep going. All of our strategies start at $100 unless otherwise said. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to go over 1K because remember, it's 1 year. What is a back test? A back test is being able to take your strategy and drop it off in a time machine, and we want to see how well it does in a particular year. The reason we're doing that is because we're training our strategy right now. We were training our algorithm. If an algorithm can a back test, right? If it does well in the past, then there's a likelihood that it's going to do well in the future, right? So that's why we back test. There's no guarantee, but there's a high likelihood. So that's why we backtest it in the past and see how well it performs. And if it performs well in the past, then we go ahead and we'll paper test. And paper test it is, allowing it to trade with quote unquote dummy money, fake money, so you can see how it performs before we deploy it with real money. So we have our backtest. We are dropping it off in 2024. You know what we forgot to create? We forgot to create our backtest journal. Normie backtest journal .md. We also need our change log whenever we change anything. So we're going to write all our notes here, and then trading journal .md. All right, perfect. We also need a few more things, but this is what I'm going to call in. All right, while the backtest is still loading, create a folder called backtest results. Within that folder, create subfolders called 2022, 2023, and 2024. And within those, create subfolders called V1 baseline. So we can stay organized. I love being able to stay organized, especially when we're coding, because you just don't want files everywhere, right? You want to be able to come here, okay, this is our version one, and quickly reference it, right? And not just have them hanging out everywhere. Thank you, my guy, for being oh so great. So we're waiting for our backtest to load. We're running our backtest on our normie strategy. This is our mean reversion strategy that we created from Pine. We took from TradingView. So we took the indicator from TradingView. We made it adaptive for trading options. And now we're backtesting it to see how well it's going to perform in 2024. So it's loading the data right now. The reason it's taking a bit is because it's loading 23 million pieces of data. So you try to do something 23 million times and tell me how long it takes you, right? So just be a bit patient, and the strategy is getting ready to load. And then once it goes, we're going to see the performance and how well it works, right? Now, I'm thinking all of our strategies start with $100, right? I'm thinking that the strategy is probably going to be north of 1,000. What are you thinking, right? So go ahead and put in the comments, what do you think the final result of these strategies is going to be after the first year of testing? So I'm thinking north of 100. So let's see how well it goes. Waiting for the back test to load. All right, we're almost there. Here we go. See, again, you're starting with $100, right? So let's let this thing go. If you can't find the signal, okay, this is weird. If it can't find it, it's supposed to say, hey, can't find it, and just keep moving. This is a new one. Okay, this looks a completely different than what I'm expecting. There's something wrong. All right, I think there's maybe an issue, fam. I think maybe there is an issue, fam. Hold on. Review backtest, then review the reference. We believe there may be an issue. Let's find it and fix it. Yeah, I'm not tripping. There's something wrong here. No triggers. Let me compare. Okay. What did you get wrong, fam? Problem, the beta threshold is too extreme. For calls, only 2% above it with 3. Okay. Didn't I motherfucker, bro? So the beta thresholds, right? So remember I said I wanted to start off a lot more aggressive. Then Claude was like, "Oh no, but we're tripping, bro." Now look what happened. Problem, the beta for the 3 period versus 5 period on 1 minute ranges from 0.99 to 0.16, basically 1.0. The beta threshold of 1 point is impossible for such short periods on 1 minute. Okay. We want to go super aggressive, bro. Super aggressive to start. What does that look like? Also, we want to add if there is no signals for the backtest to let us know, just like the reference backtest does. But nonetheless, how do we make this more aggressive? Objectively, answer, fam. Excuse me. This is one thing I guess we just learned. Stick to your gut. Super aggressive. Since the beta range is 0.99 to 0.18 on the 1 minute data, the super aggressive triggers any up. Okay. This will fire almost instantly. 100 plus trades per day possible. Even more trades. Just use price versus no beta check. All right. Let's go the aggressive route for the for what you've just outlined. All right, so we're going to go a little bit more aggressive with our beta thresholds. And if this doesn't work, I have another idea that I'm going to add on to this, because sometimes there are strategies that work. There are sometimes it doesn't, right? So it doesn't mean, okay, please update it for me, fam. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get it ready. And what we're doing right now, we're having Cloud Code update the beta threshold. The beta threshold is how these signals are triggered for the mean reversion strategy that we've created here. Right now, it is a bit high, right? Because it's barely going to trigger. So what we're going to do is make it a bit more aggressive, right? So what we're starting at, instead of 0.5, we're starting at 0.2. Instead of 0.95, I think we're starting at 0.98. So let's see how this pans out for the particular strategy, fam. I like that better, but we still have it loaded here. All right, so we're running the back test again. Again, this is, I want to call this version 2 in essence, because we had to change something. So what we changed was the beta. So this should allow a lot more signals to come in. So let me go ahead and stop you, because you don't need to run it, and just give it a bit. It should be a lot more faster at this go round in order to allow this to go. So again, if you don't know what a backtest is, it's being able to take your strategy, drop it off in a particular year, and seeing how well it does on historical data. We're using 2024, and we're backtesting it on QQQ. QQQ is the top 100 tech companies within the NASDAQ. And the reason we're using QQQ is because of volatility, liquidity. So much, I mean, it's tech companies, right? Who doesn't want to be invested in NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Facebook, right? All these companies that are within QQQ, right? So it's just another ETF that allows us to be able to be invested there. So I'm waiting for the backtest to load. So as it loads, I'm going to start vamping and just wait. It's loading 23 million pieces of data. So you try to do something 23 million times and let me know how long that takes you, fam. All right, here we go. And this is what I think is the redundant part. It's like, this is only 0 DTE data, right? Options that expire the same day. So it's filtering whatever. All right, here we go. And we're off. First two trades didn't work out for us. Let's see what happens. Now, by making it a little bit more aggressive, I can see here that it is triggering signals. Now it's just a matter of seeing, all right, how profitable it's going to be, right? As I can see here, there are instances, okay, we can't afford. That's what I want to see. Maybe we've made it a bit too aggressive. Let's see if it can survive. I don't know. I've seen strategies go from 28 to up, right? So we're running the back test, and now we're just waiting for it to be able to find a position. So I believe in it. What month is it in? We are in February. January was difficult. Damn. You know what? I just thought about it, fam. I'm using. Okay, so for tech okay, never mind. Let me wait. Yep. Sometimes this happens. Not gonna hold you. What month? We are practically almost out of February. Hmm. Yep. So what I'm going to do, we're going to allow this strategy to run, but I'm going to go grab a backup, right? Because sometimes everything doesn't work on the first try. So let's go back, and I'm going to still put mean. Again, let me show you how I did it. I went to indicators, and this is TradingView. So I went to indicators, and then search. I'm going to put mean, and then let's look for another mean reversion strategy. Let's just keep going down. Mean reversion clustering, RTI. Oh, that's interesting. An RSI mean reversion bot strategy. Let's see what that one. Hold on. Let's just keep going. RSI K means in clustering U algo. We have price mean reversion expansion. Adaptive mean reversion indicator. Moving average mean reversion. Extreme entries with mean reversion. IU mean reversion system. RSI. That's the second time I've seen that. JAWS mean reversion. I'm just looking to see anything else that stands. VWAP ATR. Mean re. All right, so the next one that stands out, I'm going to grab. Let's go to. There was one up here. Y'all remember it? The bot itself, the RSI mean reversion. Wait, hold on. Let's go back up. Here it is, the RSI mean reversion bot strategy. Let's look at that. All right, and remember I clicked on the source code, entry and exit logic. All right, let's create it by, this is the first time I've seen this, Solutions 1978. All right, Solutions 1978. So what I'm going to do, all right. All right, so we noticed that that strategy was slash is a flop. We want to pivot. Here is where we are going to go. We grabbed another Pine script from TradingView. Let's break it down before we proceed. Oh, look at that. It just caught another one. Oh, my fault. Shit. Gotta learn to pivot, bruh. Okay. RSI Holy Grail strategy. Core long entry. RSI crosses 30. Oversold bullish signal. Position not already in trade. Short RSI crosses over 60. Overbought. Okay. Exit rules: take profit 20%. Stop loss at 10. Alternate exit: close long RSI crosses above. Indicators used is the RSI 14 period, Scholastic RSI, KND, with smoothing EMA fast 5 and 10, VWAP, and then bullish and bearish zones. Key differences from mean reversion: the mean reversion fell because the signals were too frequent every tick. The RSI strategy is cleaner, only enters when RSI crossover discrete events. Clear oversold and overbought levels, works well on 1 minute data. Simple adaptation: the long signal equals buy, short signals equals put. We keep the take profit and stop loss, or use yours. All right. So we need to adjust the RSI to be a bit more faster. We are thinking RSI 3 or 5. And we want to test with RTP and SL levels and see if it works. And what we can do is have a toggle where we can try different levels. 3. Use the RSI crossover. Well, we are thinking possibly to use EMA and VWAP or scholastic filters. Let's discuss. But we can make it where we can again toggle on and off. So sometimes you just need to learn and say, all right, you see the mean reversion strategy, and I'm going to create one that's going to slap, but this one right here it ain't working out. So we just need to pivot. So that's what I'm doing. We're pivoting on to the next one, fam. All right, perfect. Let me build out a flexible RSI strategy with toggles. The RSI setting faster is more aggressive. 3 for faster signals. Buy when RSI crosses above 30. Buy when puts crosses below 70. Why RSI works. RSI reacts quickly to 1 minute. Price changes. Exit. Use alternative. Filters. Let's do 3 and 5. I'm not doing entry for VWAP, true and false. Okay, for EMA, fast, we want 3, and for EMA slow, I want 5. For EMA fast, we want 3, and EMA slow, 5. All right, and everything else looks good. And we can start with it on for now. And let's call this backtest RSI for me. RSI for me. BT.py. All right, perfect. So we have another backtest. We're going to be up and running. So this one right here is just a catastrophic failure. Sometimes things don't work out the way you need it to, right? But doesn't mean you stop. It just means we have to pivot. And that's what we're doing right now. We just have to pivot a bit. And I'm just going to wait for this one to completely. It's in September. So waiting for, and I have another one that we're creating right now. This is one is going to be an RSI and VWAP and EMA based. RSI is the relative strength index. VWAP is the volume average. Well, no, I said that wrong. Volume weighted average price, and then the EMA is the exponential moving average. All right, so we're waiting for our backtest to finish up here. Let's go look at our first one that's running. Again, it's still fighting along. It's still fighting to see if it can turn. Nonetheless, man, I'm excited for y'all to be able to see this. Like truly am. And this is part of the process, bruv. Truly part of the process, bruv. All right, another 2 minutes here. As soon as this backtest is, this new one is done, I'm just gonna trash .15. And then what, you know what I also need to do based on, because I paper tested earlier today. I mean, there are a couple of great things that I noticed and a couple of bad, not necessarily bad, but I need to fix, right? And I also need to figure out if I may just paper test this one on alpaca as opposed to, because I want to try out alpaca because IBKR just hasn't been working out for us. When I say like, bruh. So let's see. Let's see its results. Let me go check this back test. Yeah, you're in October. I'm gonna try to work on that one later, but I'm not. It ain't RSI for me BT.py. Is it RSI for me BT.py? RSI for me BT.py. Beautiful. All right, you can just go ahead and beautiful. And we have our RSI and EMA and VWAP strategy that we're going to be creating. And let's see how this one works out. Again, I just took it from TradingView and I adapted it for option trading. And I'm curious to see how this one is going to work out. I've already created one like this, right? So this isn't our first one, but this is one that I'm creating live with y'all to see how it works out. So let's see. Our first one kind of was a fail. I'm not going to hold you. I am not going to hold you. The meme version one, but I think it has legs, but I need to just spend time with it to figure out why isn't it working. See, bro, it's really trying. It is really trying. And let's pull out this RSI. I'm not going to say any numbers because I was just chatting big man shit, and look what happened. I had to start over. So I'm just interested to see how this one's going to play out. I don't know. So let's see. So this strategy is in December and it's almost finished out. So I'm going to let that one finish out and then I'll spend some time with it later to figure out what worked, what didn't, and how we can adjust it. Maybe I'll stream that for y'all. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But nonetheless, I want to get one that is like actually viable and working, you know, so we can have our little pack of 13 and then that'll be for this particular group. And then we'll go start building out some more. Because right now we have 13 or 12 strategies. I don't have, oh, here it is. Yep. How many? We have, please listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, backtest is running? Okay. You finally finished. Oh, no, you didn't. That's somebody else. You're still loading. All right, here we go. We have our RSI for me. Oh, first trade was good. Look at that. First trade in 2 minutes made $27. First trade was a call. We bought a 401 strike. We bought it at $73 and we sold at 110. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Look, this is our meme reversion strategy. It took 30 trades. It finished at $20. I don't even know if I want to, again, I'll come back to that later on. So this is our RSI strategy that we just pulled from TradingView. Right now it's at $200 and it just crossed into February. So as you can see, it is making progress, a lot better progress than, and I remember I just wanted to start with RSI, but we have RSI and EMA. So that's interesting that those two work together. But we made the RSI a lot more faster, right? So we adapted it for 0 DTE options that expire the same day. So let's see. Let us see, fam. Oh, it's at $500. Look at that. And it's March. So we have our back test right now and it's running through 2024. It is currently at $500. So, okay. I'm just finding okay, that was a beautiful signal. I'm not going to hold you. 1 minute made $51. This was a call, 443. We had a 26 chance percent of being profitable. We bought it at 59 and we sold at 77. Not bad, fam. Not bad at all. 5 minutes. That's not bad. Was that another call? Look like we have a little call bias going on. We got a little call bias going on, fam, but that's fine. Our back test is running. It just finished up March, and we're in April right now. We're at $546.81. Look at that. I just paid a subscription fee. We just paid a subscription fee of $9.99. All right, so we just took a put just took an L, 95. Did it ever peak at entry, and then it just went down from there? What about this? Oh, we made money on a put. 1 minute. I love these type of deals when we're in it for a minute and then we're out, bruh. It's so beautiful. Oh, it's at $700. Look at that. Can we make it? Okay, we got out of April at $700, so we made a couple hundred in April. We're in May right now, and it's not finding any signal, so we're at $756.40. We're in May right now, so the strategy is moving. Okay, just found another. Was this a call? Maybe a little call buys. 444. If you know, you know. It bought it at 60. We closed at 72. No, we closed at, yeah, we bought it at 60, and then we closed at, yeah, I was right, 72. Oh, 72. Yeah, I was right. I wasn't tripping. So we just made about another $100. We're at 864, and we just got out of May. We're heading into June right now. Look at that. 9/11 type shit. 1 minute, man. Minute to win it. Okay. We just took a L for a 5 minute. What did it ever peak? It peaked at 8.8. And then it just took a downward turn from there. This is fine. Just took another L. We did peak slightly at 3.7, but then we dropped from there. Was this a put? Yep. All right. Let's see. 2 minutes to win it. This was a put. We bought 4 contracts at $69. Total cost was $276. We made a little $61. Okay, beautiful. Oh, that's why I was tripping, because it was multiple contracts before. Okay, we are in July and we're just shy of 1,000. We're at 905.58. Strategies just did another minute to win it. This was a call. 28% chance of winning. About 4 contracts at 76, and we made $65. Okay, we're oscillating between 800 and 900 right now. We are in August and we're at 818.91. We just made some money. We're at 830 right now, so it's oscillating between 800 and 900 right now. So let's see if he can break that resistance of 900, right, and find a new high and not test new support levels. You can write a comment if you understand what I just said. So support, right, new lows, resistance, new highs. Here we go, 935. Now keep testing new resistance. 4 minutes. Damn, that's crazy. You see that's crazy, right? Even though we want to get out at 22.8, we got out at 32. 10% more, almost. So we're in September. We're at 935.53. So let's see how we, okay, 997.18. We just crossed $1,000, ladies and gentlemen. We just crossed $1,000 in our minute to win it. This was a put. We bought 4 contracts. We had 26% chance of being profitable, and we were profitable in a minute. That's what's up. We're at $1,100 right now with our back test, and it's in September of 2024. And remember, all of our back tests start out at the $100. All right, here we go. Here we go. I do have some thoughts. My thoughts is that I want to make the RSI filtering. A matter of fact, I just want to let's look at the results. Crop. I need to know me and just put you there. Yeah, I'll deal with you later. We'll talk later. I got some back. I'll finish you later. Man, fam, we are doing really, really great stuff. We're waiting on our strategy to finish out October. It's at 1192.14 right now. Strategy just finished up October. There we go. Okay, so Halloween. Okay, just didn't find it. Okay, so that's the thing. I want to make it a little bit more aggressive, because it took almost 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? And we're not finding signals. I'm not saying I want to make it super aggressive, right? But what I'm saying, I want to make it a little bit more than what it is right now. So I think baby does have potential, but I think we're holding it back. Okay, see 1200. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, fam. Okay, let's see if we can finish off strong. Finish out the year strong. So it's in December. It's at 1176.07. Let's see if we can finish out the year strong. Let's see if we can finish out the year strong. My fault. All right, so let's look at our strategy. It had 40 trades in a year. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. We're going to make it a little bit more aggressive. Those 40 trades, it was able to turn $100 into 1176 in 345 days. That's crazy. Win rate was 75%. That's great. But Sharp ratio is kind of bad. Max drawdown is phenomenal, right? So the strategy only lost $14. So it went from 100 till about like 86, and then it was able to rally to 1176. For every, okay, our biggest win was $129. Our worst loss was $93. Our average trade is $26. Our average hold time is 3 minutes. Our average return is about 13%. Our profit factor is 3.52. So what this means is that for every dollar that we lose, we're making $3.52. So I think this is good bones, but we can be a little bit more aggressive. Review and use awk and grep terminal commands, and let's discuss. Using only TradingView is kind of tough. All right, let's go ahead and have it look at our strategies back test. I mean, we just finished it. The strategy did finish at 1,000, but again, it only had 40 trades and of available 345. So that's why I'm like, all right, there's a little bit more room we can be able to do here. So let's let Cloud Code continue its discovery. I'm not going to hold you. I mean, as compared to the other one that was just flat on his face. Great. Normie, let me just put all normie stuff there so we know what to do. Total trades was 40 over 3. Okay. 1 a week. Win rate is 75%. 20 wins, 10 losses. Okay. Return. Total trade distribution. Oh, put slightly bearish bias. Okay. TP distribution. Key insight, most profits came from TP3, 37% of the trades, conservative, 14.5, worked the best. Average hold time, we went over this. Frequency is 1 trade every 9 days, highly selective. Best performing month was when all right. We want to make it a bit more aggressive. Review PARMs and advise how we can do so without hurting performance. What do I say? RSI for me, backtest journal. .md. Perfect. So everybody has a backtest journal. Oh crap. My fault, y'all. I gotta keep remembering that I gotta toggle back and forth. If y'all cannot see, please let me know. Okay. So let's go ahead and move it over to our baseline. Let's move over to 2024 baseline. No, you don't need to close the lodging. Okay. The closing gap. Okay, come on. Your clean setup, 3-5. Okay. Faster, keep the standard closing. All right. First update with what we learned during backtest after you've updated the code. All right, perfect. So we're getting ready to run the backtest again. We're changing the RSI and the EMA to be a bit more aggressive. And let's gauge the results, right? So 70 to 90, so almost maybe doubling it, right? So instead of being one trade every 9 days, maybe we'll get it a little bit more aggressive. But again, that's 70, 90 out of 345 available trade days. So, anuwe, as the Zos would say. Let's see. RSI for me, BT.py. I'm getting you up and ready. Oh, come on. I should have had it just, okay, I maybe should have done that afterwards, fam. I maybe should have done that afterwards, fam. I mean, that's still fine. It's still doing what we needed to do. So I can appreciate it. Come on, don't make me look bad. We're waiting for Claude to be able to finish with the updates here. And as soon as the updates are done, I'm going to run the back test again. All right, perfect. You've updated the journal. Now I need you to update. Beautiful. Just want to make sure y'all are. All right, back test is ready. Now I can go. Perfect. Again, we've updated the RSI and the EMA, and let's gauge how well it performs. And the reason I like to keep the journal is because let's say we're like 40, 30 versions in, right? I want to see what did we test? What didn't we test, right? What worked? What didn't work? Test 1, conservative RSI, V1, okay. The parameters. What worked? Test 2, I'm going to be more aggressive. Let's see. Question, would extending the hold time from 6 to 8 minutes capture more TP2-in-1s? Does the strategy work in a bear market or bull only? Can we add a VWAP filter for additional confirmation? Should we adjust the position sizing based on the RSI strength? Interesting. 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 Oh, that's a reference back test. I was about to say. There you go. We don't need Geo anymore. Let's look at it. I'm just reviewing it. 3 to 5. VWAP. Okay. Maybe I should go from EMA and just try VWAP. That's going to be the next one. And just see how well that does. So right now I'm waiting for the back test to load. And what I'm doing is going through the code. Here are the parms. We are just waiting for it to load. I really appreciate y'all's patience again. It's just taking a bit, but it's almost there. Here we go, and we're off. My fault, I should have had that closed. Okay, that same win. So let's see. Let's see how well it performs. Same thing. Okay. Again, last time we were at 1100 and we're trying to see if it can surpass that. And if we can get more signals. That's honestly the goal. If we can get more signals. If we can get more signals, then I know we're Gucci. If we can get more signals, then I know we're, because yes, the last time we was 45, 40 in 240 days. That's mad. So how many was in January? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 out of 31 days. That's mad. That's mad. I'm not going to hold you, man. It is performing well. When it does find a signal, when it's right, it's right. That's crazy. Y'all see this? Down, down, down. Then it shot up 41%. That's crazy. So we're seeing a little bit more action in in February. So let's see if this carries on. I think we're probably going to be north of the 40. Okay, let's not be greedy. I think we're going to create the strategy and let this one be super, because it looks like when it's right, it's right. Okay, we just need to unlock it. Let's see what it does, fam. Let's see what it does. And we are making great strides. We are in April right now, and waiting for the strategy to catch something in April. It hasn't found nothing in April yet, which is kind of weird. We haven't found anything in April yet, so let's just wait and see how it works out. Okay, here we go. I took my eyes off for 2 seconds. April's seeming good. We're at 628. We are at 628. We're making good strides, fam. So we got out of April. We're at 628.09. We're now in May. I'm going to go grab some water, and we're going to allow this strategy to do what it does, and let's see how aggressive it gets, right? And let's see if it's able to meet those thresholds, right? Excuse me, being able to be a little bit more aggressive and find more signals. From what I'm seeing, yes and no. So let's see. So the balance did grow a bit, and it looks like we're probably trending towards being over the low 1100, but we were over 1100 a little bit sooner with our previous strategy, with our previous parameters. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to turn off EMA and then I'm going to turn on VWAP. Yeah, we just crossed 1,000. Yeah, for this one. So what I'm going to do is turn off EMA and then turn on VWAP. So that's a good thing. Because I mean it's still working. It's still crossed that threshold. Let's see if it could 1100. Okay, hold on. Just gave back. So let's see if it can finish out the year strong. We're in November and we're at 1,050 and 10 cents. Can't forget the 10 cents. And this is a new version of the strategy that we pulled from TradingView. We started over. This is an RSI EMA one and does have VWAP and Scholastic in it too. So right now this is just RSI and EMA. So what I want to do is just turn off the EMA and go RSI VWAP, and let's see how it performs there. I mean, it's not bad. It ain't horrible, but it's not something that, all right, it just barely. I'm interested to see how many trades and how many, just barely crossed it. Still 75%, 48 trades. So we got 8 more trades and we still at the 75%. So I think the strategy is good, right? So when it wins, it wins. It's 3 out of every 4. So I'll take that. Should we run it on 23? Should we close out VWAP? VWAP and RSI. Let me do VWAP and RSI. Review and let's discuss. We are thinking about turning off EMA and turning on VWAP. Is it aggressive now? What is the VWAP parms after you've reviewed? Review using grep and awk terminal commands and proceed and advise of findings. So like technically we did do better. Technically we did maintain the 75%. We did maintain the profit factor got a little bit lower because remember it was 3.52. It's 2.92. What profit factor is for every dollar that we lose, we're making almost $3 back. The win rate is phenomenal, 75%, 3 out of every 4. The drawdown got higher because it was like 14%. Now it's 23. So the strategy went from $100 down to, let's call it like 76, 77.26. If you want to be exact. 76.26. Went down to 76.26 and then was able to rally to 1200, right? So there's a couple of good things, but not all, right? Because I mean, this could be a little deceiving, right? Because it went up 8 trades. So we're able to introduce these 8 trades. These 8 trades were maybe profitable, maybe not. I don't know. And the strategy started at 100 and ended at 1200 for the year. So that's not bad, but it isn't quote unquote ideal, right? So let's see. Oh, hold on. My fault. You should be back over here. My fault. I gotta remember I got the toggle. All right. So same, 28% better, but again, that's deceiving. Max drawdown was worse. Average P&L was worse. So more trades achieved the goal. Win rate maintained. Higher return, but drawdown and max stocks. VWAP is the volume weighted average price. Is the average price weighted by volume. Shows smart money is trading. Where smart money is trading acts as the support or resistance on intraday charts. Entry rules via side instead of EMA. Reduce signals, filters out. Okay. Slightly less. So turn EMA off and VWAP on. Since higher drawdown with faster EMA, I suggest test VWAP only to see if the reduces drawdown while keeping the trades. Okay. Let's test VWAP on and turn EMA off, and also RSI 28 and over 28 for oversold and overbought 44. Okay, now let's go ahead and file these away. I need the absolute path. V2, RSI lower, and EMA faster. 2024. Let's move. All right, let's get that loaded. All right, thank you for being awesome. And now I needed to update our journal. Let's have our journal updated. Let's update while the back test is running. So let's go look at our back test. This is version 3 of our back test. And what we did is we turned off the EMA. We turned on the VWAP. I made the RSI a little bit faster. And I kept the delta. Everything else is the same. Everything else is the same. So let's gauge the results. Let us gauge the results. And we may just accept the first one. I don't know, because that looked like the most promising. I'm not going to hold you. And it's about to compact, but that's fine. That's why I have the journal. All right, perfect. Loading our back test. Let's just make sure we're not there yet. Very aggressive on off. Okay, perfect. Now let's wait and see. Let's see how this how Deesh performs. Whoa. Waiting for the back test to load. So the back test is going to load. I would say give it another 2 minutes and it's going to load, and we're going to go ahead and get started with our faster EMA. And excuse me, we turned the EMA off and we're using VWAP, a faster RSI, and the same periods. Now I should have went 2, but let's test it. I think this may be our base and we're probably going to grow from here. All right, and let's see what it does. It's always that first one. So that's 1. We can get over 8. 2. 3. 3 trades in January. I mean, I don't know what to think. Yes, we have a strategy that is working, but it's super selective. I mean, is that a good thing? Because I have other strategies that work that, I mean, damn near could trade every day. So it is picking up some steam, you know. I'm interested to see if If we should just keep it as selective, because it was 75% win rate, right? With the 75% win rate, I think that bodes well enough for it, that justifies the 80 trades or 100 trades, whatever that is, right? Because when it's right, there's a 75% chance that it does go well. So I'm going to run it right now, and we're using RSI and VWAP for this particular strategy, to trade QQQ 0 DTE options. And I mean, yeah, it just went from 100. All of our strategies started at $100. It started at 100. Right now it's at 299.59, and we're in April of 2024. Good, yes, but again, it's very selective on the signal. So as you can see, almost 2 weeks went by and we haven't had a trade. But when it's good, it's good. But when we catch it, we catch it. See? So does that justify it being selective? I think so. Especially if it remains at a 75% win rate. Yeah, I think we're going to ship this one. And I'm interested to see how it's going to perform in real market at paper testing. See what I mean? And it's a minute to win it, right? A call, we bought a 444. Delta of we had a 30% chance of being able to be profitable at $60. We bought 6 contracts. It cost us $360, and we're in it for a minute, and we made $67. When we're right, we're right. So does that justify it being super selective? And it's not like it's giving back. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to hold you. I think I'm liking this strategy more and more. I'm thinking about it, right? And the more I see it, right? Because this has a 75% win rate, guy. So when it finds, or girl, because when it finds the trigger, right? When it finds the actual signal, when everything does line up, it has a 75% chance of winning. Maybe this is a little bit higher. I don't know. Let's see. We started at 100, and right now we're at 645.16. We are in July right now, as you can see. Like we are. See? But when we find it, that's it. The steady climb up. I love it. And another minute to win it, man. Even though I wanted 14.5, I got 22. So we're just finished July, and we are at 734.14. We just increased from 645, I believe it was. Yeah, 645. Not gonna hold you, fam. When it's right, it's right. So when it finds a signal, it finds it and it's like, all right, I found exactly what you're looking for. There's no guess game here. When was that? So it looks like we're getting like 2 trades a month, 2-3 trades a month, right? But when we are finding it and it's working, bruh, it's shooting up. See what I mean? The win rate the win rate is like, it's shot up right now. I'm not going to hold you. Win rate has to be north of 80%. First loss I've seen in a minute. But that's fine. But we were positive. It went from 3, 2 to 8, but then it turned against us. So we're in October right now. Strategy's at 8:27:10. Another minute or 2 minutes to win it. Went from 11 to 17. Then we got out. This is not bad. This is not bad at all. I mean, yeah, it's not okay. We just gave back. Okay, that's the biggest one that I've seen, but it was positive, right? Then it just turned against us. What's this? A put? 89. Okay. Hmm. It was positive, but it just turned against us. So we're at 793.73. Still, minute to win it. We wanted 14. We got 16. This was a put. This isn't bad. This is not bad at all. All right, we just got another minute to win it. Wanted 14, got 18. This was a call. 514, 27%. Bought it at 54. Sold it at 64. Now we just crossed 1,000. I still think this strategy is like super, super selective. But again, with it being selective, now I'm interested. But what if I turn off RSI and just do EMA and VWAP? That'll be interesting. I still think the win rate is going to be like north of 78, 75. Win rate 84, 26 trades. Went from 100 to 1,031, 26 trades. Profit factor 6.40. Sharp ratio is at 1. Drawdown 15. Interesting. I mean, it's not like we're finding bad things. It's not like, so it's good, right? So the strategy is working, but it's just not producing a lot of signals. Review. Review, and let's discuss results from recent backtest. All right. So we're having Claude review the results from the recent backtest. Yeah, and it's about to compact. It is about to compact, y'all. So boom, hit enter. Compacting right now. So give it a bit. Give it a bit, yeah. But it looks like it's a little bit faster. It looks like it's a bit faster. It is not like we're waiting for you, though. It's not like we're waiting for you. And we're off. That's the thing with these. I wonder. All right, give me a second. SPY version. Because I think that okay, let me not do two things at once. Because little ADHD, little ADHD. But okay, here we go. Okay, win rate jumped from 75 to 84. Shows VWAP as superior quality filter. Drawdown control. Okay, trade efficiency. Risk manager, profit factor, and Serpino are excellent. Trade off fewer trades. Right. V3 proves that the VWAP plus the fast EMA for filtering the RSI widened the rows but kept the VWAP only. Okay. No. Where are you? No, we are thinking about testing the VWAP and EMA only and turning off the RSI. How would we do this? Interesting. Using VWAP and RSI, using VWAP and EMA crossover as a signal instead of RSI. Here's how we'd construct it. The strategy without it. Which EMA? Okay. This essentially treats EMA as the primary signal while VWAP is a confirmation trend. I know. Expected behavior is that the more signals EMA crosses over more frequent than RSI extremes. The VWAP keeps the quality. Do you want me? Okay. Signal okay, 3 crosses the 5 and close, and then is greater than VWAP. Should we do 3-5 or 2-3? Let's start with 2-3. Let's start with 2-3. Oh, SPY is taking it. 2-3, and test this theory out. All right, let me go ahead and move version 3 over. Let's go file that away. Here's V3, RSI, wider, and VWAP. 2024. Let's make folder and move it. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Okay. You're awesome. Double check and make sure we are ready to go. So what we're looking for is the win rate going to maintain? So we turned off the RSI and we're using RSI and VWAP. No scholastic, and everything else is remaining the same. All right, update with what we have learned so far with V3. So we can just always make note of that. Bro, this may be an interesting time to be able to test out, because I always wanted to make a little afternoon runner from, but I got to go get the data. I'll work on that data tonight, and maybe I'll stream that tomorrow. A little afternoon runner. A little afternoon runner. Okay, we're loading our back test, just waiting for it to load. Waiting for it to load, fam. And I'm thinking, should I just go grab another indicator real quick or be patient? Because I normally do like two things at once. But we're Gucci. We're letting our back test load. We're doing it with EMA and VWAP, and I'm interested to see how well it's going to perform. I think, yeah, the quality, I don't know. I mean, 84% is kind of hard to beat, you know, especially going from 75 to 84. I mean, yeah, the signals went down, but when it was right 84% of the time, right? 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5. That's 80, 85, 80%, 84. Let's see if we still get. Oh, the first one is a little crash. I get one. So let's see what happens here. This is already more trades than we had last time, and we're still in January, fam. Already more trades than we had last time. Let's see what he does. And this is VWAP and EMA. So it's at 189. It's at 2. Okay, I don't like that. Let's see. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm mad. I don't know if it's just still like picking up steam. I don't know if it's still learning. But I'm not gonna hold you. We are seeing a lot more activity than what we saw before. No. So I mean, this is a good thing. It's at 439. What month are we in? What month are we in? We're in. Wait, this is February. This is February, bruh. This is March now. It's at $700. That's crazy. Did we just fell forward? That's crazy. Taking out RSI and then making it EMA VWAP, we may have found something, ladies and gentlemen. We may have found something. The strategy is at 1200 and it is, why is it hard to find the date? It's at March. It's in March. It's practically trading every day and it's at 1400 right now. So it's oscillating between 12 and 1400. And it looks like it's finding a signal daily, fam. I forget. You sometimes you do dumb shit, and that's just one of them. Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation. That's how you pronounce that, right? Prestidigitation. Pronouns.
Prestidigitation.
That's interesting. What the hell does prestidigitation mean? Prestidigitator. Meaning. Prestidigitation means sleight of hand or legerdemain, an art of performing magic tricks or illusions with skillful and quick finger movement. It can also be used to describe skill or clever deception in a broad sense, such as in business or in finance. Synonyms include conjuring, magic, and trickery. A literal meaning: the word combines the French preste, nibble, and the Latin digitus, finger, literally meaning a nibble, finger, dimness. The magician prestidigitation made the coin disappear. He used his financial prestidigitation to fool the investors. Other related term: prestidigitator, a person who performs prestidig. Oh my goodness! All right, my fault. Y'all didn't need that. Let's go back. Let's back test. Let's have 5,000. It's like, bro, prestidigitate. So you trying to trick me? You're modest. Coalescing now. Prestidigitation. You're trying to trick me. You're trying to trick me, Claude. Claude was trying to trick us. All right, the strategy's at 6,000 right now. Again, we made great strides. We removed RSI and then we added VWAP. No, we made it VWAP and EMA. And this is basically what unlocked the strategy. So because before it was a little bit too relaxed, now it's in July. So it's basically averaging 1,000 a month right now. The strategy is averaging almost 1,000 a month. We started at $100, and I'm interested to see it just crossed 10,000. I'm interested to see what the win rate is going to be. I'm interested to see what the Sharpe ratio is going to be. I'm interested to see what the max drawdown is going to be. I'm interested to see what the number of trades are going to be, right? Because it seems like we're trading every day. And I'm interested to see what the TP levels, right? The different TP levels that we're going to hit. Strategy just crossed 16,000, y'all. And y'all, you saw it here live, right? Where the strategy started and where it's at right now. So you can see like how we add and remove one thing and the impact of it. And that's why I love being able to do this thing, right? At first you don't succeed, try again. The strategy just crossed $23,000. This is astonishing. What month are you in? You are in August, and we holding on to a $23,000 bag. Sometimes you just gotta laugh, bruh. $9.99, $9.93. We just lost 100, but we just made 1,000. So that's one. That's two. Okay, we made so that's one in a row. That's two. Okay, that's so this is a I was about to say, was that it? That's one. Okay, looks like every time we make 1,000, we lose 1,000. I don't know if I like that. That's one. That's two. That's three. Let's see how many consecutive. Okay, 3 to lose 1. Let's have 46,000, y'all. At this point, you saw where we went and how we got here. We're at a point where we're buying 100 contracts a trade. The strategy has learned to evolve. The strategy has leveled up. We went from level 2 to damn near level 12. So that's one. It's at 58. Yeah, just interesting every time. And again, if this win rate is north of 62, 65, shipping. I want to go test it on 23. And then we just made another strategy. We got a little VWAP EMA, baby. It's not RSI no more. $71,000, bro. I'm just dumbfounded right now how the strategy, we started at $100 and look where we're at right now. I mean, it just shows resilience. It just shows us being able to put on our mental hats, right? And just say, okay, you know what? One thing, the strategy has a good foundation. We just need to take away from its restrictiveness of it. Can we cross 100K? Where are we at right now? We are in November, and the strategy is we're at 92,000. 94. So this is going to be a goal of mine next year, Lord willing, is just to be able to put one of these strategies and have it let it run for the 100K. $100,000, bruv. $106,000, bruv. Now, again, this is a back test, right? So this is historical, right? So this is being able to put our strategy in a time machine, drop it off in 2024, give it $100 and tell it, okay, at the end of the year, I need you to come back with something. It went from $100 to $108,000. How would you feel if you gave a bot at the beginning of the year $100? Okay, moment of truth. 66%, that's not bad. 498 trades. 498. Oh, because we're doing 2 a day. 498 trades. Sharp ratios could be better. Max drawn down is 45. That could be better. Best trade is $3,532.91. Worst trade is $2,667.09. Profit factor is 2.40. Average hold time is 330. Average trade, we're making 224. Stop loss, we lost 61,000. TP3 is the driver. It made 101,000. Time stop, we lost 10K. So time stop and stop loss is damn near lost 71,000 just on those alone. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna get ready to run it on 23. Because at this point, y'all, review and let's discuss results. We found a strategy. We got our strategy. So clear, Python, RSI for, it should be VMA for me now. RSI for me, BT.py 2023. So remember, 24, 108,000, give or take, 67% win rate, sharp ratio 0.3, drawdown of 45, profit factor of 2.9. So I mean, it's good, but it ain't, right? So let's go ahead and run 2023. Let's make sure. All right, we're running on 2023 now. $498 trades, right? 26, 48, 40. Win rate of 67 versus 84, 75, 75, right? Final balance, yeah, $111,975.98. You gave your bot $100 January 1. It came back to you December 31st. Hey, I got you 100K. How are you feeling? 2.4 versus 6.3, right? Sharp, right? Yeah, I made 100K. These two are the alarming things, right? Maybe it's a little too tight. Massive trade volume, 19 times more. Highest absolute winner. TP3 is still dominant. Win rate dropped 18 points. Mac drawdown exploded, 3 times worse. 72 stop losses. Yeah, mind blowing. Let's see, did it load yet? No, it's still loading. 2023. Compound saving it. Despite the 65% win rate, it made 111,000. The dynamic position sizing scaled the balance. The later trades had a huge contract count, but the drawdown risk doesn't justify. 150 trades went nowhere, held for 4 minutes and 44 seconds, exited flat. Verdict fee for too risky despite the high returns. That's not rejected. Bro, get the fuck. No. Oh, 3.5. I'm going to try 3.5 instead of, and just see how well it goes. So I want to get a baseline for 23. So I'm running it on 23 now. So this is, okay. This is V4, VWAP, and EMA only. 2024, let's move. Number one, I'm thinking, no, EMA VWAP, but 3.5, right? I'm thinking 3.5 may be the vibe. I don't know, but 26 trades, 84%. But again, the 67% is really it's not that hard to being able to stomach, right? especially if the strategy brought you back 111,000 when it started at $100. That's one thing like you really have to be able to fathom. The strategy is at 1,200 right now, and it's in March. So let's see how well we go here. Boom. I think the 3-5 still may be just as aggressive, right? But not as many. And that's fine. We're talking about 498 trades over 300 and some odd days. So I think if we go 3-5, that's fine, right? I still wanted to get the baseline 423. So when we do go 3-5, the EMA, because right now the EMA is 2-3, meaning that the fast EMA is looking back 2 minutes, and then the slow EMA is looking 3 minutes. And whenever they converge, if the fast goes over the slow, we're going to buy a call. If the slow goes over below, if the fast goes below the slow, then we're going to buy a put. So we're doing 2-3. So now I'm going to test 3-5 and gauge how well that performs. So. But nonetheless, I still think this is a vibe. I'm not going to hold you. But if I can do 3-5 and get the same levels and a higher win rate and better metrics, quote unquote, risk metrics, and what a risk metric is, right? So right now, Claude is tripping and it's saying, yo, for 111,000, you have to be able to stomach a 45% drawdown, meaning that your $100, right, at one point, and I don't know if it was $100, right? It could have been 1,000, it could have been the 10th, I don't know. But just to keep it super simple, the $100 at one point in time dropped down to $63, right? But it was able to rally to 111,000, bruh. Your average trade is damn near triple all these here. Yes, your profit factor is among the lowest, right? But again, the win rate justifies it. Quadruple, damn near. Lowest, but it's still above a coin flip. It's still above a coin flip, right? So I mean, I get it, but then you have to really talk about it, talk this out to yourself, right? And really, all right, does it justify it, right? And it's not like, yes, it's going to be automated trading. If you go check out our paper trading from before, you'll see how it works. I'm not going to hold you. Yes, there was a couple of technical issues that we had to work through, but bro, just go to like minute 10 and then keep watching it, and you're going to get great information. I think it's minute 15. That's when I get past the little technical stuff, but nonetheless, I still think this is valuable, right, at 2-3, because of what it's doing. I mean, I want to test 3-5. To be able to see if we can increase the win rate. If I can increase the win rate and keep the metrics the same, then shit, let's ship. Right? So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let this back test run and do its thing. If there's any questions you have while we're running the back test, please let me know. And you saw where I grabbed the strategy from, right? So I use TradingView as a basis, right? But then there's different ways that we can add our own edge. Just because it has it on TradingView doesn't mean I have to use all 3 filters. And one thing I really hope that you learn is that you want to make your entry not as restrictive as possible. Like you want to make your exit, okay, make that restrictive. Make your position management restrictive, right? But your entries, like you want to make sure that, number one, it makes sense logically. That's why I kind of, if it's not ChatGPT, if it's not this TradingView plug, I just started that and I may continue doing that because we may have found something here, ladies and gentlemen, right, where we can use TradingView as a basis and just build off that. All right. I just saw our first $1,000 trade. $1,000 profit. I'm not going to hold you. Where is it? Yeah, 1,700. Where was it? A call? 369. We had a 25% chance of being profitable. 47. We bought 95 contracts for 4,400. Call it 4,500 if you want to round up, right? And we made 1,700 in 2 minutes. 40%, bro. I was asking for 33, but I got 40. That's crazy. 37,000. Yeah, man. I don't know what tripping. Like, I hear you. I'm not going to hold you. I hear you and I understand the grievances, right? Because yes, you got to be able to stomach, yo, it's going down to 64. Like, can I take it? But shit, bro, it's automated trading. Like, did I look for the signal? No. Did I research the signal? No. Right? I'm trading. We are training about, right? Okay, that's like 4 in a row. we're training a bot right now to be able to, number one, find entries, hold the bag for less than 4 minutes, and then go make us some money. Shit, I like it. The more that I'm talking, the more that I think I'm just going to stick to the 2-3, and not even test the 3-5. Cause shit, bro, if this is over 65%, we're shipping. I mean, but does it make sense? Bro, this is still fucking crazy though, fam. I've tested 24. 24 was over 100K. I've tested 23. 23 is about to be over 75K. But fam, we started at $100. I think that's the mind fuck right there. But all right. I'm going to let this strategy go. And I mean, it was really phenomenal to being able to like really freak this thing. And create this with y'all and like going through the mud with it, because like I feel like we're getting closer. I ain't gonna fold you. Is this gonna touch 100? Talk your shit if you want to. But again, this is a little different. This is one of the first strategies that I created that I'm allowing 2 trades a day. So this is the first strategy that I created. That's really the only thing, the 2 trades a day, because normally it's one and done, right? But this 2 trades a day, I don't know. We're going to have to. I'm interested to see how it's going to be live. But this is still fucking outrageous, bro. If it touches 100K, I'm not touching anything. This is crazy, fam. All right, what's the win rate? 66%. Best trade 2,900. Worst trade 22. So I guess maybe there's some argument there. Average hold time is 3 minutes. Profit factor is 2.2. Sharp is under, yeah, okay, 93,500 trades. Maybe there's some argument from testing. Okay. And that's the only thing I'm going to change. The 3-5. I just gave y'all whole soliloquy while I'm not, and I may just bitch up and do it. All right, review, and let's discuss 2023. We are thinking of testing 3-5. 3-5 EMA. But we have something golden and locked. Our 2-3, bro, you see what it gives you. But again, you got to be able to stomach a drawdown of 61. Your strategy went from $100 to 39, but then it was able to rally to 93K, right? You got to be able to, okay, 66%, 2 out of every 3, almost, right? Worst trade 2,900, best trade 22. That's the only thing I'm kind of tripping about. Like really. Profit factor is still decent. Average return, you only holding it back for 3 minutes, right? Similar, consistent, 18K better than, okay, yep. Worse, better, poor, okay. All right. Let's test 3-5 EMA, keeping everything else the same. 3-5 EMA to keeping everything else the same. Yep. So Python, RSI for me, bt.py 2024. RSI for me 2024. Okay, perfect. No, you already got a job to do. Your job is to update the journal with what we have learned so far with the back test. Go ahead and update the journal for me, and then while you update, I get to run it on 2024. Look at that. Teamwork makes the dream work. Python RSI for me, BT 2024. So that's loaded. Let's go file this away. File this away. So this is 2023 V1 baseline. VWAP and EMA only. All right, beautiful. And I really need to change this backtest name because it's not even RSI anymore. Prestidigitation. Still stuck. I should call this prestidigitation. Not gonna hold you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Waiting for our backtest to load. Waiting for our backtest to load. We are making great strides, fam. Great strides. And I appreciate all that are here, man. Like, if you're liking what you see, go ahead and drop that fire emoji to let me know you are liking what you see. I know the video is going over about 2.5 hours right now. But shit, bro, you're getting great. I'm talking about great stuff right now. This is what I call quant level. Never mind. Let me shut up. Let me just wait for the back test. I'm just chatting shit right now, fam. But I'm happy. This is about to be our 13th bot that we're going to launch here. So that's what's up. And all 12 we've created here. I'm going to get my channel a little bit more organized so y'all can see that as well. Like, you can see the fruit of the labor. I'm not Jamaican. Sometimes I just catch an accent. So we're waiting for our back test to load. We've updated it for from 2.3 to 3.5, and that's the only thing we're testing right now, just to see if we can get a better return, right, or better win rate. Oh, damn, that was quick. Boom, boom. So let's see if we can get a better win rate. So the goal is to be able to see if we can get a better win rate, and it still seems like we're active. We're about active every day. And this is 3.5, right? So instead of being 2.3, instead of looking the fast one being 2 and the slow one being 3, we now made the fast one 1 minute faster with being 3, and the slow one 2 minutes faster, right, with being 5. So in essence, this is supposed to be higher quality. Yo, y'all check this right now. Y'all see how SPY is just trying to touch new support, right? And then this new support, okay, rejected, fam. Right? But it looks like it's about to bounce up and have a bullish ride. Oh, but the seller just came back in and said, man, if you don't shut that shit down. So that's interesting. All right, let's go back to the back test. So look, I don't know if 2.3 going to be it. Excuse me, I don't know if 3.5 going to be it. I think it's going to be 2.3. I think I'm shipping 2.3, man. See, we wasn't getting this in. And again, the ironic thing is EMA 3.5 is supposed to be higher quality. EMA 3.5 is supposed to filter out the noise, right? But I didn't even see this in EMA 2.3, right? Quote unquote, the faster, the more aggressive one. We didn't see none of this in EMA 2.3. Yes, it was a 61% drawdown, right? High drawdown. But again, I think we can mitigate that because I'm still going to be looking out on what's happening for these particular trades, right? So yes, it's going to be automated, but it's going to be automated with an eye. You know? Yeah, I'm not going to hold you. I'm rejecting. Okay. All right. We are going to reject 2.3 and reject 3.5 and go back to 2.3. Not working and doesn't make sense for us to use. It is lowering quality. Review. I think you have some of the log here. Yeah, you have some of the trades here, so you can see that. Then let's go back to 2.3 and then talk about finalizing the parms before we proceed with creating our bot. All right, so we're getting to a point where I think I've finalized the strategy, and I was talking to myself before that 2.3 is going to be the superior one, but I don't know what talked me into testing out 3.5. Like 3.5 is not where it's at. I mean, it's supposed to be higher quality, but it's not higher quality. I'm seeing that now. So I'm just going to stick with my gut and stick with the EMA 2.3. So that's one we're going to use. So let's bring in a few things. So we have our change log, we have our journal. What else do we need? I'm going to need to bring in, I'm using, oh shit. I just said I wanted to try something else and not IBKR. Let's try alpaca. But then I got to flesh out alpaca. IBKR, I think I just need to, okay. I'm going to use IBKR, but we just need to figure out what the hell. Because today, bro, like there were so many open positions even after we closed it. So I don't understand. Starting capital still 100. Yes. Risk tolerance, keep it at 88, reduce it to 50. No. Entry window, no. Stop loss, keep at or tighten to 15. Max trade 2 or increase it. No. What adjustments, if any, do you want to make before building a bot? Based on the verbose logs, here's what I see from 2-3 plus VWAP. The quick TP3 hits. Most winners. Oh, fam. Hold on, fam. Based on the verbose log, here's what I see from 2-3 plus VWAP. Okay. Most winners hit in 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. Stop loss is brutal. When stop loss hit 20 to 35% worse than the target. Time stop, most frequent. Exit flat at 4.4. Since you want to proceed with 2-3 plus VWAP for the bot despite the high drawdown, let's finalize the parameters. All right. Stop loss 2-3, 44. Recommendation before going live. Accept the risk profile. I understand that. But again, it's 45%, 45 to 62, but we're having a 66 chance being able to make that money back, right? And look where it goes. Potential adjustments, tighten the stop loss, reduce the position size, strict. Okay, add time of day filter, only trade, no. All right, if anything, no, because then I'm like no, because right now I just want to go live. I'm happy where it's at. Let's go live and let me let the paper test dictate where we adjust. Yes, I'm going to let the paper test dictate where we adjust. So let me bring in everything I need in order for us to go live, because I'm not going to let Jit talk me out of this. What do I need? No. Where are you? Oh, TradingView. That's where you at. What do I need? I need you. So it's not our first time creating a bot. So I made a few .md files. .md files is like a doc, right? But specifically for Python or any code, in order for it to read, it's like a Word, right? For code, not Delta search. Shit, my fault. I'm bringing in everything I need in order to create said bot. So just give me 1 sec. Nope. I was going to create something else. You know what I can do? Let me just close you down, so we're not confused. Copy. Where are you? There you go. Who else do I need? Boom, boom, boom. So I have alpaca. That's where we're going to be using to bring in the stock price. This is the BART architecture guide in order to create it. This is more on IBKR in order to figure out how to properly use them. I need information on Polygon. I'm saying fucking Polygon. Bruh, what the hell am I saying? Information on theta data. Here's theta data info. What else do I need? Now I need a reference bot. Let me go grab. All right, let me go grab Range Baby, because that's a nice one. Here's the reference bot. Now we also need. Oh, come here. Wait, sorry. I'm gonna stop with that. And then we also need our position tracker. Let me just bring these two, because All right, that's the last time. I'm not doing that no more. Sorry. Oh shit. I lied. This is the last time. I did it slow. I need the connection manager. You'll understand in a bit. IBKR connection manager. There you go. Because we have to log all of our bots, right? Oh, no. I need to copy. Perfect. So this is what I'm going to do. Drop you here. All right. We are ready to ship this and create our bot. Read the following to understand how to use IBKR. You and you. Should I have brought? No, those are nice. And here's the connection manager. We'll need to update. And here is the connection manager. Will need to update. All right. What else? I gave you the connection manager. Here's the bot architecture. Here is the bot architecture guide. Here is reference bots to review. Perfect. All right. Stop spazzing. There you go. Stop spazzing. Let me get you. This I'm gonna call our HFT. I didn't mean to make a high frequency trader, but shit, we got a high frequency trader. Okay, and here's theta data. Read the following for theta data. Now, let's discuss creating the HFT high frequency trader. HFT baby. HFT V. So this is VWAP and EUMA. HFT VV. No. HFT VV baby. No. Just HFT baby. Bot.py. Based on the back test. Once you have reference of the following files. Also, we want to make the emojis slash outputs specific to the bot, meaning we still want all the info, but want something specific and unique to this bot we are developing here. All right, bet. So we went from TradingView. We've back tested set strategy. We've had to adapt set strategy. Now we are creating the bot for our strategy that I am going to. Should I back test? I can paper test it now if I get it done. I could paper test it for like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes and see how well it does. Okay, if we get this done in 15 minutes, I'm going to paper test it for 20 minutes before the market closes. Because the market closes, no, that's going to be super, super, super risky, bro. Hold on. I've read all the reference file and based on the backtest results, EMA trades, the existing bots. Here's my plan. HFT baby, high frequency, 0 DTE. HFT, high frequency trading baby, strategy, emoji, speed, lightning, focus, emphasis on high frequency trading, unique output, fast pace, energy focused messaging. Yes, you do. Strategy parms, unique features, trading count, showing frequency. Okay. Number 12 out of, okay. Do you want me to create all three files now? Should I start with the starting capital? Okay. 1, Yes, we are going to create all 3 files now and make sure ready for paper testing. 2, yes, starting capital is going to be $100. Make sure to follow the guidelines on how to do it when working with IBKR and the paper testing. 3, nah, what you have is good. Let's proceed to get this thing underway. Also, once done, update the change log once we have finished creating the bot. All right, man. Now we're creating our bot that we're going to be paper testing. Now we're creating our bot. That's what's up. Y'all got to see the whole process. It only took me 3 hours. Y'all got to see the whole process, man. Beautiful. My HFT baby. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. That's what's up. I'm not going to hold you. That's what's up. Read range, baby. Okay. And create one specific for me. So I feel like, okay. Let me shut up, but let me just let this work. So y'all are seeing the entire process, man. How I create algo bots, how we go from the actual idea. We got the idea from TradingView, and then we back tested the idea. The only thing is I'm going to make a video on how I did that, because I had to create my own backtest, because backtesting.py doesn't work for options. Backtrader doesn't work for options. PyAlgo Trade doesn't work for options. Vector.bt doesn't work for options. You get it, right? So there's most of these things that don't work for option trading. Yeah, I mean, they're good for stocks, for crypto, for Forex, for shit like that, but we're doing options, and that's a little bit specific and different. So I had to create my own custom backtesting Python library. So I'll create a video on how I did that. So that's how I'm able to bring in the reference file and let them know, hey, Jid, this is how you create a backtest. You see me? And I never, ever, ever used to put this much stock into backtest. Like, I really thought it was just a waste of time. It wasn't until like I actually, before I would build the strategy, I would like backtest it. I'm not going to hold you. Like, I'm still new in this game. I really consider myself not only just a new streamer, right, but also very new when it comes to this quant algo shit, right? So I appreciate y'all being here, a part of the journey. Y'all being able to see the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows. Y'all see where we started with this strategy, right? This shit was pedantic. It was dead in the water. Then we gave a little poop poop, right? A little edge. You see me? The edge was already there. We just had to think outside the box. You see me? But nonetheless, man, we are about 5 minutes away from being able to be done with this. So I'm glad that y'all was able to see the entire process from start to finish. So for those that want to get into algo trading, for those that want to get into coding, for those that want to being able to use AI to assist them with their different projects that we have, I mean, use me as a catalyst, right? I am here. I can provide the information that I know, right? I mean, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to go find the answer for you, or we can just figure it out ourselves, right? So let me know if you do have any questions, any comments. I'll even take your little concerns, and I'll take it up with my manager. Sometimes it could be above me type shit, but it's not to say that it's not within me to be able to bring you the answers that you're looking for. But nonetheless, man, we are wrapping it up. We accidentally created a high frequency trader, and I kind of wasn't even looking for that. And that's nice how y'all are able to see. As a matter of fact, let me shut up. Let me get ready to, like, I need to actually get ready to run the bot. I'm talking all this, like, I don't even have a terminal open. So here's a terminal. Here's how we run our bots. Hold on. Yeah, come here. I need to get within the folder. And I kind of need to change the folder name because it's not mean revert. You saw where we started. I was trying to do a mean revert gang, but it just didn't work out, fam. They ain't want to be mean revert. close. So I want to say Python HFT baby bot.py. That should be the name, right? HFT baby bot underscore py. All right, beautiful. So as soon as that's ready to go, I'm going to hit enter, and then we're going to see our bot ready to go. I am going to, I think Monday is a YouTube day. No, maybe it's Twitch. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. But even if I don't stream it, I don't know. Y'all still may get, I don't know. You may get the little exclusive, or you may get a short. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Man, I really do appreciate y'all, that the new ones that just subscribed, that just came over. Hold on, I thought something was going on. The new ones that just subscribed, man, welcome. Okay, here we go. I can stop talking. Shit. You know what I forgot to do? Before, let's fix the following. Like, I can fix it, but it's already there. I forgot to update the I need to update this and just put this config, right? Instead of the other config. Or it just has to fix it. See? Hold on. Let me update the bot to pass the starting capital to the account tracker. Now let me test the bot. Nah, I'm going to test the bot. Fuck you mean. I'm going to test the bot. I'm going to test the bot. And ladies and gentlemen, we have another bot that is ready to go. Our HFT baby is live. It's our high frequency trading bot with EMA 2 and 3. Oh shit. And VWAP strategy, a lightning fast EMA crossover plus VWAP confirmation. It only trades between 9:31 and 11:11. EMA 2 crossover with the VWAP filter. This is the delta range, the premium, the exit rules, validated back test results. I don't know why I didn't put 2023 on there, because I did give you 23. Whatever. Make it seem like we only ran one. All right. That's what's up, man. Go ahead and stop you. Go ahead and stop you. Perfect. So we got our strategy, bruh. It's Gucci now. It is good and running. Let's update the change log with what we have completed. So listen, we completed it. I am not going to hold y'all. There isn't much that I have to show you now. It's just going to update the change log with what we've done. The reason I like to use a change log, right? Anything that you do with your bot, you keep a change log. Anything that you do with your back test, guess what you do? You keep a log. I'm talking shit, but I can't find a log. Where is the log? Here is the log, right? Anything we do with the strategy, you keep the log so we can have a journal. This is what I did. This is what I learned. This is what worked. This is what didn't work, right? So I'm not guessing anymore. But nonetheless, I really do appreciate y'all. Okay, here we go. Change log, HFT. Oh, you know what I have to do too? So I guess there's two more things I have to do real quick. Hold on. We have to update our library. I know I said I was going to stop doing that. My fault. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. We have to update our library with our new bot. Update our library. Right? It has all 11 bots. So now I have to add HFT baby to this. All right. Now read. And let's update the new bot to the makeshift library that we have. Make sure not to skip a spot and keep it in the same format. All right, so listen, I really do appreciate y'all for sticking around for the full video. I really hope that y'all got not only just a lot of great information on how to create algorithmic strategies from TradingView, but how to do this yourself, right? I will be back again so we can keep on with the work, right? So there's more for us to be able to do. This is just the beginning. It is your boy Creative. I'll be back with another episode. And again, all I'm having to do is just update. Okay, since I don't want y'all to be like, oh, you let me see this. Bro, all it's doing is legit just updating my little journal here with the new bot. Right? See? HFT baby. So that's all I'm doing. Just updating the journal with the new bot so I can have it. See? HFT so I can have it clean. It's ready to go. That's funny. It's not in mean reversion. This is not in mean reversion, bro. Okay, this kind of okay. I need to fix it because that's not in mean reversion. That has its own. It's in TradingView. All right, I'm gonna have it fix it because that's in TradingView. But I'm gonna. All right, that's something I'm gonna do. But nonetheless, listen. I appreciate y'all for sticking by. It's your boy Creative. I'll be back at it again with another episode. I know I keep saying bye. Let me just go have y'all look at this real quick. Then I'm gonna let you go. I ain't gonna hold you. All right, hold on. And then twinning. And then we have. All right, this needs to be a whole lot more organized, which I want to do. Range baby. And then we have HFT baby, the high frequency scalper. HFT baby is a high frequency scrapping bot that trades EMA 2-3 crossover with VWAP confirmation. Generates 500 trades per year, 1.5 per day average with fast entries and exits. Designed for aggressive growth through volume trading with moderate win rate of 66.5. Works in all markets with no VIX VXN filter. How it works. Entry, exit, backtest results, exit, features, key differences. So as you can see, it's updated and it's ready to go. And it's compacting the conversation. All right. But nonetheless, man. Oh, shit. I did all that. You didn't even get to fuck. Y'all saw what it did. You heard me. But nonetheless, man, it's your boy Creative.